Hello, my name is Taisha. I've been on Zepbound for 50 weeks and I'm back to give you an update. If this is your first time here, it's okay. This is how it's going to go. I'm going to demo the injection and then I'll get into the update. And I have some stats today for those of you that like to hear numbers. So let's get into it. I have my 5 milligram pen and my alcohol swab. I've alternated between the left and the right side the entire time, just a comfortability thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the left side this week. And you see, I'm just wiping the area with the alcohol pad. Nothing revolutionary. Then I'm going to remove the cap from the pen, apply it to the area, and then I'm going to unlock it. And you're going to hear a series of 2 clicks, so listen out. The first one lets you know it's going in, and that second one lets you know that it's done. And I wait a few seconds just to be sure. Really easy. And I actually felt it for the first time today. So that was interesting. I always get an alcohol pad at the end and I wipe. Just, sometimes there's a little bit of blood. And this week there wasn't. And that's it. It's that easy. Hopefully, if you're feeling apprehensive and you haven't done this yet, that kind of eased your mind a little bit. So it was the first time I actually felt it, and it was just a little tiny prick. It was nothing, to get all antsy about. I promise it's really easy. Okay, so 50 weeks. My highest weight was 216 pounds. My starting weight on this medication was 183 pounds, and I'm currently 127 pounds. So I've been in maintenance. I should have calculated that, but let's say I've been in maintenance about 24, 25 weeks now. It's been a while. And what I did after I finished the weight loss process is I increased my calories. So everything else is still the same. I'm still eating the same way. I'm still moving my body. Preferred form is strength training. And yeah, just increasing my calories. Now I take my injection once a week. I am not going to be changing that. And I get a lot of questions about that. And seems like the general consensus is once you get to your desired weight, then you space it out. And I know there are people who do that. There are people who do microdosing and everything. I keep everything super simple. And this just works for me. So again, so that I didn't continue to lose weight, I increased my calories. And I was able to do that slowly but surely over time. And my goal is actually to get up to 2,000. So I was able to do that a couple of times this week. Actually, let me just show you. So you can see here that my goal is about 1,800 calories a day, right? I don't really want to go under that. And you can see that happened twice this week. It happened on Monday and it happened on Friday. But for the most part, I get 1,800. And I had one day in there that I got 2,143. And that was pretty nice. So again, that's my goal. You have to figure out what your caloric needs are. And that way you'll know how many you should be eating. But I want to show you the protein because that's something I get asked a lot. And you can see that even eating a whole food plant-based diet, I'm getting, a good amount of protein every day. So the lowest last week was on the 29th and the 30th, and those were 125 and 122. My highest was on the 31st, which was also the day that I had the most calories, and that was 147 grams. So I don't have a particular target of protein that I'm shooting for. My goal is, over 100, over 100. So it kind of falls the way that it does. You can see that my sodium is pretty high. I like this air fried asparagus that I get, and they add salt to it. So a whole bag of that's where a lot of the sodium is coming from. So I don't really add a whole bunch of salt to everything, but that's already, it's already like that out of the bag. So you can see, I'm not going to go through my carbs. You can see what my carbs are. Let's see, the highest last week was 255 and the lowest was 182. Now that works for me. I'm not sensitive to carbs, I'm not diabetic. And, you know, I always say you got to find out what works for you. But this is my key focus is protein and fiber. So you can see that on average, my lowest day last week was 46 grams of fiber, but I can pretty much get a good amount of fiber in. I also, let me go back here. I also drink a gallon of water every day, and I don't drink anything else minus the little bit. I'm down to an ounce of orange juice. I'll have that with my creatine. And that's just, for me, it's palatable. Now, the creatine doesn't have any flavor or anything, but I just like mixing it in orange juice and I prefer that over drinking it with water. What else? I have been on Zepbound for 50 weeks and I've been strength training for 48 of those weeks. So that's something that is extremely important to me. And I feel like it's been a necessary part of my progress and I enjoy it. So I always say, do what you enjoy, the form of movement that you enjoy. And as far as dietary needs, I switched to a whole food plant based diet once I started this journey. And there are tons of videos. Lean into the playlist. There are tons of videos that go over that. I want to focus more these days on maintenance, on what I'm actually doing. So I have just finished my 4th week of a 6-week muscle burns fat challenge by Lift with C. And 2.0 Mommy had, it was after the new year, and she told me she was going to do it. And I decided to give it a shot. And I'm glad, because what has come with that challenge is I've been walking on my walking pad every day. So this is 4 weeks. That's 28 days, 28 straight days of 30-minute walks on my walking pad. And I'm getting use of it because I have to tell you, it was collecting dust like a lot of things tend to do. I love strength training. I had my own weights at home already that were collecting dust, and I'm using them regularly. So, what's different now with this challenge is instead of strength training every day, or prior to this, I was doing the compound, and that's also by Lift with C. And that was 6 days a week. So there was upper body, lower body, abs, upper body, lower body, abs, and then there was a rest day. I don't really have any rest days with this particular program. It is active rest. So that's where the walking comes in. And I really do feel like this is something that I'm going to do beyond the challenge. So there's 2 more weeks left for this challenge. And I really do enjoy just getting up and taking these walks, and from the comfort of my own home. There's nothing to stop me but me, right? That's really it for dietary and exercise. On my Instagram, if you haven't been there, it's also simply underscore Taisha. And I have every single workout minus day 1 of when I started my strength training journey, because I didn't have an Instagram. I created that account for the sole purpose of being like a food and exercise diary. So if you're interested in what that looks like, you have months and months and months of data there. I have not had any side effects at all. And I do believe it's because of the way that I eat. I know that our bodies all react to this differently, but I strongly believe that eating in this way has prevented me from having the side effects. And if you didn't know, I took Wegovy back in 2023. It just seems like it was so long ago. And I was not making lifestyle changes. I wasn't working out. I was eating greasy stuff and drinking and alcohol and things like that. And I was very uncomfortable and I had a lot of side effects. So this is why I'm saying, I know the medications are different, but it's still a GLP-1 medication. So I made that lifestyle change. And I know it's not easy, right? I know it's not easy, But the way that a lot of us were living before wasn't easy either. You know, you have to decide, do I want to do the same things that I've been doing that led me into the state of health that I was in? Or do I want to make some changes? It is very easy to make excuses. And I know that because I did it. So this is not a place of judgment, but we got to be real. And I'm going to continue to be real with you. And if that's not your style, I get it. There are lots of creators out here sharing their journeys, and there's bound to be somebody that you resonate with. But here, I think it's very important to be honest with you. And this brings me into something that I wanted to talk about really quickly. I notice with when people are sharing their journeys, there's this thing about my truth and full transparency. And I guess I don't know why that's necessary, right? We're all up here sharing, and everybody's experience is different. That doesn't mean one person is more transparent and real than another. There's just different perspectives. And a lot of us have different ways of tackling this. I have gotten to the point, or I had gotten to the point early last year where I was tired. I was tired of making excuses. I was tired of gaining and losing weight and gaining more. I was physically and emotionally, mentally, everything, just tired of that. And so I had nobody to blame for the state that I was in but myself. I had to look in the mirror and really have like a heart to heart with myself. And so when I started on Zepbound, I knew things were going to be different this time, and they are. I am not someone who has been known through my life as being super consistent and disciplined or anything like that. This new version of me, this took time to develop into. So it may seem easy, but I assure you, it's not. Now it's gotten easier, but it's in no way, shape, or form easy. I still have to make sure that I'm eating enough, because I don't have an appetite. I don't have the desire to eat, but I'm able to eat, which is why I preach, you must eat. Whatever it is that you need to do to get your calories in, if you can't get it through regular foods, then supplement. That's okay. No more excuses. No more excuses. We're not getting younger, right? So you have to make permanent lifestyle changes. And I want you to go into this with that mindset, permanent. This is my new normal. Yeah, we used to do whatever we used to do, but we don't have to keep doing that. And that's it. That's all I have for you. You have to make permanent lifestyle changes. Now, that's all I'm going to say about this. Tomorrow's live stream, I would love for you to join me. The time is changing to 6 o'clock. My husband gets off at 7. And so that I can make sure that I'm available to spend time with him, I want to do this earlier. So 6 o'clock on Mondays, if you can make it, that's fabulous. If not, there's always the replay. I want you to repeat after me. I am done making excuses. I'm ready to work. And I want you to say that, and I want you to mean it. Go look in the mirror and repeat that. I am done making excuses, and I'm ready to do the work. And that's the mindset you need to be in. And that doesn't mean you're not going to stumble or have mess ups or hiccups along the way. You got to be committed. And we got to get out of this mindset of making excuses. Actions, right? Actions speak louder than words. All right, that's it. I wanted to apologize if I appeared apathetic last week. My father-in-law, we had his service. He passed away, and that was on Sunday. And I usually do my videos on Sunday. And so if I came across that way, that was the reason. But I do love this. I love getting up here, and I love sharing my journey with you. And I love hearing how you're doing. So make sure you put that in the comments. I love to see that stuff. If you're struggling, you can share that. If you're doing well, your wins, non-scale victories, I'm here for all of it. Remember, we can share our journeys, but we should not be comparing them. Have a great day, have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow on the live stream. So we are at the last step of the process of our morning coffee process. That's perfect. All gone. This is how we're starting our day today, right? I got a new sidekick.